Good. All right. It's always that sound of when you sit down and like, is this gonna cramp up this time? Right. Yeah, especially after the workout.
Yeah, for sure. This is a little workout.
This is not gonna fit.
Not a crazy workout.
Thought it was. That run.
That run was insane.
That run was insane. Yeah.
7 miles up a mountain.
Yeah.
And then we came here and crushed it in your gym. It's beast.
We did. Yeah. That was fun. That was a fun workout.
This is straight up.
Yeah.
This is straight up like, this is what we do.
Needs
like
to be done.
3-hour blocks of straight torture and
We need to do that more often. Yeah. Coffee. Yeah.
Which by the way, we should talk about this cup.
The cup. All right.
So the cup.
But first.
Oh, I'm sorry.
My
bad.
It's a conversation.
I'm just really happy that I'm drinking that as cup. My bad.
What's up, fam? Welcome back to another episode of Grind to Grow with a special guest, Brother Jason.
Yes, sir.
From Gear Up, Gear In Coaching.
Yes, sir.
He messaged me about like a week and a half. Actually, no, it was like a month ago.
Yeah, it was like a month ago.
So I've been looking forward to this, to do some cardio, which I never do. It's like, yeah, meet me here, and I'm like, okay, I guess we're not riding on the treadmill. Nah. Hopefully it doesn't rain.
Oh, I was hoping it would rain.
Oh man, yeah. But anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said, this is a special episode because I get another guest. It's not just me talking to the camera, ranting about fitness and coffee.
Do you dress up your kettlebell like in the background just so you can have somebody to look at, or do you just straight look at the camera?
Sometimes I just look like at an angle.
You don't put a wig on one of these kettlebells and just like...
I should. Maybe I should make like a kettlebell character and then just put it right here.
Yeah, let me ask you about, so the kettlebells that you juggle, I always thought those things were like 100 pounds each.
Oh no.
Each. I know you, so I figured each, like the blue one was like 85, the yellow, 100.
No, there's guys out there that are definitely throwing some heavy stuff, like super heavy, like simple flips, doubles, even triple flips. But I mean, those guys are 3 times my size. The arms are the size of 3 of me.
Yeah.
And it's pretty taxing on the shoulders, lower back. I've seen people get hurt. I saw a guy pull his bicep one time.
Ugh.
He was throwing a 70-pound kettlebell.
Yeah.
So it's just like anything, there's a risk.
Yeah.
But I started with the 30.
Okay.
I got way too confident with it, and I'm like, nope, down to 20.
Go down.
Just because in order to get good at it, even single flips. Think about this: it's doing swing over and over and over. It's doing that same hinge motion over and over and over, so it puts a lot of stress on your lower back, and of course the shoulders, because you catch and so it's like a constant yank on the joint.
Yeah.
So there's definitely a lot of practice that have to go into, but then you have to pair that with your strength to make sure that things are not gonna fall apart.
Yeah, for sure. Today we did a lot of volume at light weight. And I do a lot of cardio. I don't do a lot of weights. I do enjoy it, but I feel like it's safer when you do it lighter and more reps, get it right, and then just hammer out 100 good safe reps versus just trying to move weight. I know you do a little bit of both, right? Like you power lift too, right?
Yeah. So it's more on the I guess you can say bodybuilding style, just because so I can get my main compound moves, exercises. If it's a leg day, some kind of squat, or deadlift. If it's shoulder day, overhead press and stuff like that. But it's kind of like same thing that you said. It's volume, drop the load, and then just go for that 15 to 12 reps, and just get as many get a good 5 to 6 rounds like that. And just minimal rest. Keep the heart rate up and try to sustain it without messing up form, technique, and like you said, getting those good reps in.
Dude, it's all about reps.
Yeah.
Like I tell people about running, like I'm not a runner. Like I always say that, like I'm not a runner per se, but I run a lot, and it's all about the reps.
You are a runner then.
I am.
Yeah.
I am a runner.
Yes. It's like when I did the trail run. That was like my first trail run ever, the longest distance.
Yeah.
They're like, "Welcome to the club. You're a runner now." And I'm like, "Okay."
Well, like trail running is beast though. Like that's another, like running by the river is one thing. Say 10 miles, right? Or 5K, 10K.
Right.
Like running by the river, it's flat. You got the wind, the sun. Everybody's coming through, smelling like suntan lotion. But when you get into the woods, dog, like when you get on the trails, that's different. Those 10 miles or that 5K, it doesn't feel the same.
It does not.
It's more work, man. And I tell my wife this all the time because she road runs. That's her jam. Like that's her thing. Like she's doing 10Ks and she's doing a 15K,
nice.
which is that's a good clip. Dude.
Oh, it is
9.3 miles. If I'm doing the math right. It's solid work, but that's road, and I want to get her on the trails because your feet, they do this little funky thing with the, like you put your foot down and boom, little toes touching this rock, big toes stabilizing you, and then you notice it most when you're gonna fall and you autocorrect.
Right.
Like your body knows what's happening before you do, and boom, you're correcting, and it's like, nope, I didn't fall flat on my face.
Right, yeah.
It's like,
and I think a lot of, like, in order to
to
get ready for that, you have to train like that.
You gotta train there.
Train that, like, also, like, do trail runs, of course, but also in the gym.
Yeah.
Like, do a lot of stability, a lot of balance work.
Yeah.
On the box, off the box, on the half Bosu balls, where people have to, like, do squats, do overhead presses to really learn how to use those tiny muscles like the toes and being able to correct yourself.
Yeah.
So even if you fall, there's not much. There's less of an injury, and you can continue going.
Yeah. I went at it without the benefit of the knowledgeable trainer / or even having access to the gym. Like COVID happened. And then it was like, all right, gyms are closed.
There you go, blaming it on COVID.
No. We were talking about this earlier. But like, I blame it on COVID that I started running. It was like, well, what's out there that you can just gear up and boom, you're doing something. And it was like trail running.
Right.
And it was the most immediate thing.
You're like, nobody's out here, great.
Nobody's out there. And you know what? When I would see people with the masks and I'm on the trail without a mask, I'm like, what are you doing? All right, no, not to get all like controversial about mask wearing, like whatever, but like you're out there and it's like nobody's around and people start doing this. And it's like, but anyway, COVID got me running. Speaking of running, can we talk about that?
We can. I know that was your main, the only goal today.
This is
what we came.
Like
here
the
today.
podcast is cool, hanging out with you is cool, working out, you putting me through torture is cool, but like I'm drinking out of a championship trophy right now. It's like the Stanley Cup / the what's the World Cup with the Salt Bay?
Yeah, there you go.
I just Salt Bayed this cup. So this cup, you did a running challenge like 2 years ago.
It was right before I got this place, and I was still. It might have been when I don't remember. Anyways, it was a while ago.
Like 2 summers ago.
Something like that, yeah. So it was just accumulate miles for a month.
Yeah.
And
it was like August or something, like sometime in the summer, and I was in my zone. I was putting those miles in, and it was me and Cynthia, like just back to back, like just I was good. I think week 1, week 2, and then she put up some big numbers week 2 into week 3, and then after that it was over. She just obliterated me, and this was the trophy for that. And then second place was a T-shirt, which I got.
Right, yeah.
I still got that T-shirt. I was gonna wear it today, but I couldn't find it. and then third was, I think, like a free class. Like I remember, the 1, 2, and 3. I got the 2, And I was so happy to see it up there. It was actually the one at the top. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Or did you do that on purpose? It's
Yeah, well,
supposed to
the
be at
thing
top?
is, like, most of there's only 3 mugs up there that you can microwave, and I usually, like, heat up my milk before
okay,
I
okay.
drink my coffee.
Yeah.
And on top of that, it was kind of expensive.
Can you heat this one up in the
That one you can.
Oh shit, I did.
Did you?
Yeah, just for like 15 seconds.
Then
It's
fine.
durable, baby.
Yeah, it is durable. There you go.
There you go, Cynthia. You
So-
can microwave your cup in 15 seconds.
Well, Cynthia has her own.
I know she has her own.
Yeah.
This is a borrow.
Yeah.
Which by the way, another thing that you did that was cool was the Goon Squad thing back in the day.
Yeah.
That was dope.
Yeah,
That was
fun.
Gold's Gym. That was like back. Can we talk about Gold's Gym?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Are you
yeah.
on good terms with them? Like they don't.
I mean, I'm kidding. No. Yeah. Oh yeah. Like I have nothing like bad to say about Gold's. Like I started there as a trainer. I learned so much. I mean, learn from all the trainers. You know, so big shout out to Tyler, Lee, Laurel, Ian, Alex,
All savage.
Luke.
I remember seeing these guys work out.
Yeah, so Luke is the other goon. Me and him started Goon Squad.
Yeah.
So it was just like, hey, because we started working out together, like we're the same height. He's definitely stronger than me. I was just a little bit faster. So it was like if we both like
fox and the was it the fox? And
a bull, a red fox and a
red
bull.
fox and a bull.
Yeah. So our favorite animal. So that's where the logo came to be. The name it was given to us by Lee. By accident.
Yeah.
She just walked by and she just called us Goons.
Goon Squad.
And I was like, all right, we're the Goon Squad.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But dude, you had everybody wearing those shirts. Like you had like the beasts wearing the Goon Squad.
Yeah.
Like if you went to the Gold's Gym, I would be like tucked in the back, trying to like lose some lbs on the treadmill. And then if I looked all the way at the rack,
On the open floor,
at
on
the
the
open
weights,
floor
yeah,
with the weights
yeah.
on, there would be like 4 guys there, like 6'4",
Yeah, so
moving a lot of weight. And
so
they
those
all had Goon
guys,
Squad
yeah. So call them big boys, right? Because they are. So
Yeah, there was some big boys.
Kyle,
shirts. Yeah,
he was the first person to purchase a shirt.
I took care of his dogs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he went to the vet that I went. Kyle, tall dude, black dude.
Yeah, Kyle King.
Yeah.
Shout out Kyle.
Yeah, I don't know. Can you see? I'm
Oh,
not
yeah.
Dino, so I mean we can.
Yeah,
say
we
shit
can.
like that.
Yeah, no.
So can I swear? By the way, can I swear on
Let's
this?
try not to.
All right, I won't
but
swear.
you're not getting canceled.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank
Not
you.
like Captain
All right.
Fitness.
All right. Fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was a big boy.
Okay, so yeah, like he was like our first client,
Yeah.
and so he was super excited to get a shirt. He got a shirt, and then again, it was him and like 4 or 5 older dudes, big dudes, to work out together. They did a few powerlifting competitions, and they all started buying our gear.
Yeah.
So, which it was really cool to see that many people,
Dude, it was big.
you know, at our commercial gym.
It was big.
You know, have our stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, and you know, when Caffeine Fitness came to be, I was like, I want gear. I want to have that too, not just for me, but you know, for content, but represents people who can also have it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was fun.
Yeah,
it was fun to see
that
that
was,
many people.
That was like a rite of passage, I think, when you slapped that T on me.
Yeah,
It was
so
like
here,
no, it was actually a
One of
hat
us.
first. I think it was a hat first.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, I think it was a hat first, and then I was like, all right, you know, let me just work up a little bit more to the T-shirt. Let me get my biceps right. Let me get my cardio right, and then it was like, all right, I got the Goon Squad shit.
I deserve it. It's mine now. Yes.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, you've been doing this for a while, man. I've been doing this too for a little bit, like, you know, training people in some way or another for like 10 years now. Like, I was raised in Queens, did the corporate thing, and then I got a dog, and then started working out. And then really working out was just like make the dog not destroy my stuff. So
Yeah.
go for a walk.
Right.
You
yeah.
know, I was heavier then, and then that turned into like hiking and more
Right.
active things. And then anyway, we went to Central America, and like I had clients down there. I had like paying clients
Yeah.
that I was training like 3 times a week. I remember doing like tire flips with like a donated tire from a tractor, or like log flips with like some driftwood.
Yeah,
And then I went to the local shop, a 2-hour drive away, got some kettlebells, dumbbells, and had, like, people training at the house on the beach.
Yeah.
And so, Gear Up Gear, and it's kind of like a offshoot of that. Like, I've been doing this for a while, and I finally made it legit.
Right.
Part of it, I'm not gonna blame COVID. It's 2 years after COVID.
Right.
I'm finally like, hey man, like I think it's time I start coaching people.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
But it's a fun trajectory, man. Like you get to see where people are at, take them through their struggles. I'm still there. Like it's a constant
learning. It's learning. You keep learning. I think you have to have that mindset and being open-minded that you're not done. Yeah. Even if you get to the top of whatever, there's still things that you can learn or to be better at or more efficient or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And I was watching another podcast with a jiu-jitsu athlete, and they're asking like, why are you so good? Mm-hmm. Like, why nobody can beat you? And he's like, because I worked in my gaps and my holes. And he's like, I still got some. I'm still gonna work on it.
Yeah.
And he's at the top. So whether or not you get to the top of whatever your goal is, like, always never think that you're done.
Yeah, that's true. That's
always continue to be satisfied, be content with it. Be proud of what you're doing.
Right.
But like, okay, next chapter, next goal, next whatever. And even if it's the same, whether it's like a marathon. All right, what's next?
Yeah.
What's next? And like we were talking about earlier, during our run, okay, it was a full-on podcast. Didn't record it though.
Yeah, that was an hour, 10-minute beast conversation.
I know.
There was a lot of like, so thinking about.
Hold on, man.
But we were talking the whole time.
We did, yeah. Next time we got out of like a GoPro or something. Yeah. But it like because we mentioned, you asked me like, do trainers, coaches need to have, even if they're not athletes, do they need to have goals or set something? And the answer, I feel like, is yes. Mm-hmm. You need to be working towards something always. Yeah. And even if it's not for yourself, but like, okay, I want to make these people better, these people faster, these people stronger. And I think in the process, you have to also do it in order to teach it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you'd be kind of a hypocrite if
you're
just like, we'll go, don't eat this, but let me
go get these donuts.
Yeah, right.
No,
nothing against donuts, okay?
Nothing
against donuts.
There's nothing against donuts. But no, you're right. Because I think, back to the marathon analogy was, you pay for that event, you put it on your calendar, it's 4 months away, 5, whatever time away it is, but like, boom, now you got something that you could like zone in on. And it's like, I wake up on Monday and it's not just a random Monday. It's a Monday that counts toward that 150-day training course for that one day.
Right.
Like, how do you run a 26-mile race? Well, you put thousands of miles in.
Right, yeah.
And then like, that's the thing that I love about this journey as a coach, right? That like, you get the language from going through your own struggles, so that when you see somebody going through the struggle, like, oh, I know what that's like.
Right, yeah.
Like, for you, it's just getting up early and just doing a basic move, but the struggle's the same. Like, the struggle is the same, and that's not to say the person who's not struggling with that is better than you. Nope, because the struggle's the same, and you're never done, like you mentioned, which is like something that I stay in that zone. Like, I've jumped so many careers, bro. It's ridiculous. Like, I do so many different things professionally that, like, it's just, okay, cool. You got this thing. You got this tool. It's like a tool now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, now we're kind of versed in the language of suffering, and I think that's a common bridge. That's a bridge for everybody. Like, it's kind of like, if you get people in a room and somebody's like, well, it's gonna be rainy today, everybody jumps in. Everybody's like, yeah, you know, and it's like all we really want to do is talk to each other, and then you can talk to each other about weather and sports and blah blah blah, and which is cool introductory. But then it's like, yeah, man, I had a really great run today, and somebody who's also going through something like, yeah, I'm doing this challenge, like, yeah, it sucks, like, yeah, I didn't want to do it, and then you're like, oh yeah, like I know what that feels like, instant connection, like you can talk about that every day, because every day you should be suffering in some way, you know. And by suffering, I don't mean go hurting yourself. I just mean like,
we do hurt
ourselves.
It's every day is different. Every training session is gonna feel different. Some, like I've had some where like, I can't believe I did that, and like, I feel great, like, I could have done another 5, whatever, you know. And then there's other times where you're just like, why am I here? Why am I, you know, or it's like, that's not that much weight. Why am I struggling? But, and like we were talking about earlier too, that those moments where you don't want to do it, or you're like halfway through that workout, and you ask yourself those questions like, why am I here? This sucks. Why am I doing this? I don't want to do this. Blah blah blah. I feel like those count more because you have to dig in deeper, and to overcome it. And you know, especially when you don't have somebody right there to yell at you and like, let's go, and get all goggins on you. It's like, okay, I'm doing this for myself. I'm not done. Let's go. You know, let's go again and again, and whatever time it takes. And I feel that's another thing that as coaches we need to tell our members, our clients. It's like, it's you know, for time it's fine. Oh, you broke this record. Oh, great. But consistency it's huge on your training, on time on your feet, whatever it is. Like, it doesn't matter what's going on, be consistent with it. And put in the work, no matter what's going on. No matter what's going on.
There's a term that I said while we were up there running in the mountains. I swear, man, not every time, but a lot of times when I'm in the mountains, like, I'll be talking to myself. Like, this time I had somebody to talk to, but usually it's just me up there. Talking. Dude, I've had cries up there. I'm not even kidding. It sounds dramatic, but like, you know, like, you gotta let it out. Like, if you're up there, you're going through something mentally, and then boom, just tears come out. Maybe it's the wind, maybe it's not. But anyway, I said something to you up there, and it was mental abs. Those are the mental abs that, like, discipline. That, like, you know, I'm on day 4 of 5 training schedule, and it's like day 5, it's nagging at you, like, nah, man, like, just stay in bed, like, just do it tonight, don't do it. And then you flex those mental abs, like, oh no, we are gonna do this. It doesn't matter that you feel like XYZ, short of an injury, like real injury. But like if you're just convincing yourself not to, that mental ab is like, no, we are. And boom, you're there, and it's done, and the day goes by anyway, you know? So, like, you know, it is a cool thing, and back to the training as a coach, rather, like, aspiring toward physical things is like, that is, I think it's essential. I think it's a prerequisite. I think, like, you know, when you become a citizen and then they make you take that test where you read the sentence, and I had to, and then it's like, you know, George Washington was blah blah blah, and by then I already knew how to read English and all that shit. But like, as every American citizen, you need George Washington. Every trainer should be training for something. Like, you can't call yourself a trainer and not be training for something. Like, that's impossible.
It's true. I completely agree.
No offense, actually, full offense. Full cancellation for any trainer.
Everybody out there, every coach out there who doesn't have goals. Right now.
Should have goals. Right now, you know, what's your biggest goal right now?
So, because I got into kettlebell competition and kettlebell sports, that's where I want to focus most of my time, most of my training, and perfect the training. Me learning, like, how to do everything as proficient, efficient as possible. Compete, and I mean, of course, place, like we talked earlier, in a few years, I want to be able to now, let me rephrase this. I'm going to podium, all right, in the in North America stage and in South America, I mean the reason why I got in it is because I mean that's all I work. As you can see, it's right there. That nice little thing right there. And it's I've never done that kind of challenge, that kind of competition, and I just told myself, like, why not?
Yeah.
I mean, why not? I have the tools, I can do it.
Yeah.
All right, let's go for it.
Heck yeah.
So there was a lot of times when I get into, even if it's a race or something, there's not much thought process. It's like, all right, let's go. It's a challenge. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't. It's not hard for me to like try something or get into something. I just like if I just say it out loud, I would do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like this is why I like hanging out with people that do different stuff. Is that there's a part of me that is like, you know what, I'm gonna juggle some kettlebells.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's like, but like, so I'll be. This is how I got into running. It was like I hung out with somebody who ran.
Yeah.
It was like, hey man, you want to meet me for a trail run? And I show up, and it's like, sure. And all the wrong clothes. Like I was wearing like walking sneakers.
Guy was wearing Carhartts and boots.
Oh yeah, man. I was not fit for running trails. But no, that's good that you have those challenges, man. I hope you place. That'd be really dope.
So yeah, it's a process. I mean, just like training for anything, like a big, marathon or Ironman, which I know you mentioned that's one of your long-term goals. Like the juggling part is started by me. One of my clients showed me a guy from New York just throwing a kettlebell.
Yeah.
And I was like, I looks like fun. Went on Amazon. Ordered me a kettlebell.
Nice.
It's a competition kettlebell, which is easier to do some of the flips and stuff like that compared to the steel kettlebell. Like they don't rotate very gracefully, and when they do, it's just like non-stop. Yeah, boy.
It'll break your wrist.
Oh man, I punched that thing several times, like mid-air. The kettlebell. Oh yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah. One time I hit my face with it. I mean, yeah, it's been some fun videos.
Yeah, I was gonna say you should have a compilation. You have a I'm sure you do.
Oh yeah, they're there. I haven't put them together.
Oh, dude.
Yeah,
all the fails. The Lewis fails.
There's one that I did where it was just me messing up, and it was just some of them were kind of funny, and some of them were like, "Whoa, that was a close one."
Yo, is there a lot of Latinos in the kettlebell juggling situation?
So. And I don't know much about. I don't have that many like contact or followings on kettlebell juggling. I have a few.
Yeah.
I have there's a few guys from Spain that I follow. A guy from Colombia.
Okay.
2 guys from Mexico, and the rest of them are here in the U.S.
Okay.
Right. And the competition that I'm going in Spain is one of those guys. He started following me and he invited me, and it's like, all right, let's go.
Oh heck yeah!
So it's a little bit of everywhere.
Yeah.
But it's not big.
Okay.
So that's why I'm like, okay, I'm getting to this and just make it in the East Coast.
Oh man. And you said the South America. What's that? What tournament is that?
So that's part of kettlebell sports. Right.
Okay.
So the difference between that and kettlebell juggling. So kettlebell sports, you have either 5-minute or 10-minute time frame that you pick, and then you pick a movement. Whether it's a long cycle snatch, single kettlebell, long cycle snatch, 2 kettlebells, clean and jerk for that time frame, and then it's how many reps you can get in that amount of time.
Okay.
So that's kettlebell sports.
Oh, okay.
So that's you're looking at strength endurance.
Okay.
And then juggling, it's more of like freestyle.
That's that cool thing where you're like,
yeah, over the head, behind it,
and
all this stuff. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's
Okay.
Which
is that coordinated, or you freestyle? You just freestyling?
Both.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Some of them is like you kind of just like do it without the kettlebell, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna do this flip, and I'm gonna do this like that, right? And sometimes it's just like, okay, let's go, and it comes up, and I'm like, oh, the camera's not running. I have to do it again.
I hate when that happens.
But there was one instance where a guy from Colombia, he tagged me on on a flow. It's just a complex of kettlebell juggling. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this today. So I had like an hour before I had to go home. And I'm like, I'm gonna do this. So I started practicing. It took me 35 minutes to get that thing.
Oh crap.
For a 20-second video. So, but that's that's part of that's the process.
Yeah.
All right, for the product.
Yeah.
Right, and I think that is a lot of times more important than the result, because you saw the pretty little flaw and me looking great and cool carrying the kettlebell, but you didn't see me getting pissed off with the kettlebell and just throwing
There's a lot
it
of dents in those bells, those kettlebells.
Dude, did you see the platform? The platform right now is a hole like this. I keep tripping over it, and I need to fix it.
It's a challenge of throwing around heavy stuff, man.
Yeah. So
Stuff's gonna break.
That's it. As
Or
long
get
as it's not
dented.
me.
Yeah, as long as it's not you.
me.
Only time will tell, but I have a feeling you got this.
It's fun. I enjoy it, and it's a different challenge. It's something that is kind of newish.
Yeah.
And not said that's the only reason why I'm doing it, but I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
And I love working with kettlebells. I've been doing it for so long that it just kind of became natural. I was like, all right, let's keep going.
It's funny how people find their things. Like I always left running distances or climbing or most of the things that I do for like other people. It was like, nah, that's not for me. That's somebody else's thing. Like track and field or cross country or any of these things. Like, I'm from Queens, man. Like I'm from New York. Like we don't do stuff like. And I'm a kid from the regular neighborhood. Like, we didn't get our sneakers dirty when they were brand new. We kept them clean for as long as possible. So when I get a new pair of trail runners, it's just like, ooh, these sneakers are so nice. I gotta get them dirty now. And then you're logging, hundreds of miles, and then it's like, okay, well that's what they're used for. But
but just make sure they're not white. Like mine used to be white, now they're like off white. Gray.
I saw those and I was like, dang, those have seen better days.
Dude, I think it's time for a new pair of shoes.
Dude, it's something like I think there's a mileage. I think it's like 300 miles that you need to start swapping out shoes, or a time. But it's like if it's a time thing, I can't be buying sneakers every 3 months. Like, dude. I'm the worst when it comes to buying myself new sneakers. It's like, these will be obliterated. The tread on them almost gone, and I'm still out there not like, nah, they still got one more month.
Dude, the sliding on the sidewalk because there's no thread.
Oh yeah, dude, I've like just just fell on my face because of it. And but like now you realize like sneakers do matter. Like
especially when you get serious and you're you start like, okay, I got this race and I got this next one, and like I'm on my feet.
It's an investment. It's an investment. So you need good shoes.
Yeah,
and that's shoes, man.
That's probably the only thing that I spend money. It's on shoes. Yeah. Like a good quality, something that's gonna last me for a while, because I'm on my feet. I'm training, and then I train myself. And I used to have like 2 pairs, but I'll swap them like when I train, and then when I work out. I mean, when I teach, and then when I train. Mm-hmm. And now I'm like, I don't got time for that.
You're training ready.
Yeah, there's the only ones that I have are my lifters over there.
Yeah.
Which is what I do, like a lot of leg work.
They have a little lift, like
so they're also flat. So it's what they use for weightlifting.
Yes.
But there's also what they use for kettlebell sports.
Okay.
Because I mean, you're standing the whole time and doing like hinge motion over and over, and that keeps you flat on the ground and more stable.
Right.
But that's literally it. But for me, I think it's been like 7-8 months since I've had the shoes.
Oh, okay.
So
I'm still a little bit of a sneaker head in my heart. I don't collect. I used to collect sneakers. I used to collect
I collect Hot Wheels.
The little.
Yeah.
See, man, I wish I had a cheap hobby like that.
Those
socks. You can get like hundreds. I bit you off of that. Like, I only wear fun socks. Anybody at my job will tell you, man. Like, I always have like sneakers got to be clean and fun socks. Like,
man.
And it's part of those. It's one of those things that I like. It keeps you young, man.
Yeah.
You know, like that's important. Like fun socks. I work at an urgent care, so I never use the adult Band-Aids. You know, like the tan ones.
Yeah.
I always use the ones with little cartoons in them.
Right.
And one thing that happens with that is like somebody could have like broke their arm, and you're giving them a pain medication, and then you slap a Clifford Band-Aid on them, and 9 times out of 10 it's a laugh.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
Yeah.
that was nice. So like fun
Yeah.
socks, keep it young. You know, just I think that's important. You know, talking about that, like how do you stay? I have a method. I want to know your method. Is like how do you stay? I don't want to call it motivated, enthused with the daily grind. Like how do you like stay like that kid at the park? Like I want to keep playing. I want to keep playing. I want to keep playing.
So there's 2 things. One, it's my own self. Like I look at where I am and where I want to get to, and I know that there's still even more after that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like I mentioned earlier, there's no wall.
Mm.
Just keep going, right? You keep going. So the journey will never end physically, like as an athlete coach, let's call it.
Mm-hmm.
It will never end, and I don't want it to end. And that's in my head because I want to continue learning. I want to continue exploring new kinds of training that I can apply for myself and for my clients. And the other one, it's my clients. So, and I've always said this, the reason why Caffeine and Fitness exists is because of my clients.
Yeah.
If I didn't have clients, it would be just me and dude
Just
throwing a
you over
kettlebell
here,
right here.
yeah.
Right, yeah. So their success is my success.
Yeah.
And I told them, like, you represent Caffeine and Fitness, you represent me as a coach.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I'm, hard on people is like, if you don't do this well, right, like you need to, and you go somewhere else, they're gonna ask you,
Where were you?
right? Who's your coach? Where? Asheville. Like, and I don't want that.
Yeah.
I don't want that kind of feedback. I don't want that kind of response.
Right.
So, like me seeing my, a person lose all that weight, or complete this race, or beat this challenge, or whatever it is, they come back to me and they tell me, thank you, because of you, I did this. The other day, somebody was like, my shoulder's not hurting, thank you so much. So those little things, for me, keep me going.
Yeah.
They keep adding logs to the fire.
Yeah.
It keeps getting bigger. So I always, every time I start a session, whether it's one-on-one or a class, I always tell myself, this is not for you, this is for them.
Mm-hmm.
So you better do more than 100% and do it well.
Right.
Because a lot of times you'll have somebody who had a terrible day, something going on in their lives, and even if I'm having a terrible day, it's not their fault.
Mm-hmm.
On top of that, they're paying me, so they don't want this to make it more stressful or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
right? So and having that mindset going in every day, even before I walk in here, I'm just constantly telling myself, like, you have a job to do and you need to do it well.
Yeah.
Because these people are willing to give you their time, also their money,
Yeah.
for this. Whether it's just an outlet of, because life is crazy, or there is something specific that they've been training for a long, long time, so they need you.
Yeah.
So that keeps me going. That keeps Caffeine and Fitness going,
Mm-hmm.
and with the goal to keep growing.
Yeah.
And keep touching people and keep encouraging people to, even if they don't come, like, stay active, be active, get moving.
I came out of the gym the other day, and this lady was just getting in there, and I didn't know her, and I opened the door and I'm like, all right, come on, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's get in there.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, you're already pushing me. I haven't even gotten there. I was like, let's go. I didn't even know this lady, but like, you're right about the other people thing. I do the same thing. Like, I use my people, the people I'm training, as food, as motivation. I use, a buddy who texts me who knows I'm probably going to be running tomorrow. It's like you, for example. Hey, we're doing this thing the next day. we were running this mountain, like, let's go. And it's like, I have no option. We
Right.
set the appointment.
Yeah.
There's not
Yeah.
going to be Jason calling like, hey, I'm sorry.
Right.
Like, nope, you got somewhere to be for sure.
Yeah.
And that definitely keeps me motivated for sure. Seeing people's weight loss stuff is awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I take that personally, man. Like when you take somebody on, as you said, like you want to make sure the things are in place that need to be there, and then once their success rolls in, like, I'm ecstatic. Like, I got one client right now who's lost, I don't know, 12, 13 pounds. We've been going at it for a few months, and she's doing all the right things, like eating the right food, reading stuff. Like, if she's meeting up with her friends, it's like, you know. And then I hear the behavior stuff and it's just like, oh my gosh, like, this is the secret. The secret sauce is move. And for me, it's move too. There's a huge mental benefit from it too, right? Like,
oh yeah, definitely.
The dopamine rush you get from, like, as I said to you, a type 2 activity. Like, you know, I work at urgent care, and we have like a fitness thing going on there where it's like, you know, I don't want to say I'm leading it per se, but like, this is what I do, and people are like, oh cool, and then I just yell out. I'm like the wild man yelling in the market, like, you know, the dumbbells are coming, you know what I mean? And everybody's like, the dumbbells, I want to be fit too, and it's like, let's go. Right. So it's like little challenges and stuff, and people jump on it, and people are posting their workouts, and I'm like, maybe I didn't work out that day, and I'm like, oh crap, like, they're working out.
Right,
I'm over here, but I'm gonna bust out these push-ups because I'm not gonna let my rest day just be a rest day when they're
right. Yeah. Like, oh yeah, I've done that too. Where it's like, well, I don't have a kettlebell at home because I sometimes I'll take one with me.
Right.
But like, you know, my girlfriend has the treadmill and has everything that she uses. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna go around for a few miles.
Yeah.
Or I'm just gonna whatever. Just because it's like you get to a point where you've been doing it for so long that like taking a day off feels kind of wrong sometimes.
Feels wrong. I hate that. I feel like that. Sometimes.
And you don't have, and it's like you don't have to do like this crazy workout. And sometimes I'll end up just stretching. I'm like, I think my body needs this.
Yeah.
But I moved. I did something. You know.
That's important.
But it is amazing to see your clients, you know, post that before and after, or show you, or like, you know, one of my clients also, like, I was having like a lot of knee pain on like running, playing volleyball, and then now it's gone. Like, it hasn't happened anymore. I was like, all right, good. You were, why? Because you were consistent. You came to class. You watch what you were eating. You know, you did all the right things like you mentioned. Mm-hmm. And then I feel like we also, as coaches, need to remind people that they need to somehow praise themselves. Like, this is what I did. What's going on, brother?
I'll send it up to you, okay?
I appreciate it.
Yeah, my man.
You send me an invoice or something?
Yeah, do you want to do, I can do monthly or weekly? It doesn't matter to me. What do you want to do?
Let's do, I mean, we can do it monthly if you want.
Want to?
Yeah.
Then we'll start, I'll just do January as 1 month with that. We'll
Sounds
do
good.
February, okay?
Yeah, man. Appreciate it, bro.
I'll see you.
See ya.
Take a leak real quick.
All right. You just gotta sit down gently.
Yeah. All right. So Juan Valdez just walked in here.
The what?
Juan Valdez just walked in here.
Yeah.
Get your coffee.
I know, right?
I got to be part of that. What were we talking about? I forget.
How you still mad at Cynthia because she took that kettlebell from you?
She did, man. She did, but I got it. I got the rental version just for the day.
Client success.
Yeah, man. Client success, dude. That's important.
It's
That's
huge,
important.
man. It's huge.
It's huge.
I mean, it's what we do.
It reinforces, like you said, man. Like, you're representing. I hate to say the brand, like, not the brand, but like, you know.
That's part of it. I mean, yeah.
It's like you wanna set them up for success, and if they're not, it's like, okay, well, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah, exactly.
What am I doing wrong? Like,
well, but and I've also seen, you know, clients where they just you tell them how to do this, you know, 1,000 different ways, maybe not that many, but they're just
not gonna happen.
It doesn't click, or they just don't want to, whatever it is. And after a while, you're like, okay, step back, I've told you how to do it more than 2-3 times. Like, what's happening? And even if you have those conversations with them, like, why are you not listening?
Yeah.
You know, what's going on?
Yeah.
And if they don't want to listen, then you did your job. You coached them, you paid attention, you gave them feedback, and if there is no, they're not open their hand to take it, then there's nothing else you can do.
Yeah.
You know, especially if you are there and want them to change or to get better, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the part of the gear up, gear in thing is I think tries to tackle that as much as the physical thing. Like gearing up for me is, you know, putting on your shoes, going to the gym, lifting that weight, doing the thing, and then the gear up portion is the like being receptive to criticism, opening yourself up to different experiences. Like, you know, there are things that I want to do within the realm.
Like me today, running.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And they throw it around kettlebells for like 1,000 reps. You know, like, yeah, not necessarily the things you want, but if you open yourself up to experiences, I think 9 times out of 10, you get on the other side of that, and it's the best thing. Like, you know, most of the best things that have happened in my life are all outside of comfort zone. You know.
Yeah.
From, you know, leaving my neighborhood in Queens, moving to Central America, moving to another state. Like, when it was time to go back to the States after Central America didn't work out for me, you know, I imagined like I was going to go back as a failure to New York, and it was going to be like, oh man, like I definitely didn't make it. But then this other thing popped up, and it was like, hey, do you want to go to Asheville? I was like, oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, you know, a more conservative mindset would have been, nah, let me go back to where I know. At least I know. At least I have a support. But it's like, oh, there's this city in the South? Sure, let's do that. And then that grows into, man, like a bunch of different things. So being open, and then within the realm of like the gear in thing, it's like the mindset of being open to experiences, being open to where you're at mentally, like acknowledging that you're this observer in this experience and not this spectator, or even worse, a kite, where you're just, life is just like swinging you back and forth. There's no aim. It's just like you're just here.
Right.
You're just here, and it's like, yeah, but you're just here, and then you're not. And then life is like that. Like life is that fast. You know, like I've seen stuff go down in seconds in my life, and it's changed everything forever. And if we acknowledge that, I think, right, if we acknowledge the fact that like our time here is limited, our time here is fleeting, and time only goes in one direction, the best thing you can do with the time is make it productive for you. Like, and a productive you means a better you. A better you means you're a better friend, you're a better husband, you're a better employer. If everybody, man, I hate to sound so relativist, like I know the way, like I don't know the way.
Dude, you know.
I know the way. No, but if
I hope you're taking notes, because we just solved every problem out there.
If everybody could just get on this mindset of like be better than you were yesterday. Like on my treadmill at home, I cut out, I don't know, I think it was like a Beats sticker, some headphones or something, and it says Beats yesterday, and I put that right on my treadmill.
Oh, nice.
And like beat yesterday is so great, because like, first of all, when you think of beat, you know, like you gotta beat this thing or that person, or be competitive with the, you know, like we're both trainers, coaches, but we're over here to get, like, it has nothing to do with the inter competition. It has to do with, now granted, like you're going into a competition against other people, but like it has everything to do with yourself, like you versus you. That's why I love trail running, because like you're not gonna be fast, you're gonna be out there in the suck fest of a trail run, and it's just you and you, like, because at one point, at some point, inevitably everything says stop. Like everything is just like, nah, man, don't do this, but then it's like override that, and then open yourself up.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I think that's super important to have that mindset, and like I love the thing that you put on your treadmill. And I think people are it seems like there's less and less people with that mindset of wanting to get better.
Oh, you're gonna get me on a bad topic here, bro.
We're not gonna get into that. I'm just saying, we'll keep it into the fitness.
Oh,
okay?
man.
Because remember we mentioned that earlier on the run. Because you asked me a question about if there was a switch and who would choose to, with no work to look like this particular actor, or actress, or whatever.
Yeah.
And I just feel like there's be some people that won't take it because they're doubtful, because whatever, there'll be an excuse, right? But going back to mindset, I think that's something that you have to cultivate, and you have to learn that as a person. First, you have to figure out what you want. Whether it's I want to do this marathon, I want to create a company, I want to create a brand, something. Instead of looking at other people, figure out what you want to do for you.
Yeah.
And if you get really good at it, and then you spend every second of it working at it, towards it, every single day, you're gonna get it because you spend all your time with it. And it's not gonna take a year, or probably two. It might take longer. It might not. I could be wrong. You could be one of those lucky ones that it happened, overnight.
Mm-hmm.
But and then the byproduct of that is that other people are gonna see you. They're like, look what Jason did. But I want to do it too.
Yeah.
Right. So it's contagious. And the same thing I think happens with fitness. Remember you mentioned that whole thing about running. Oh yeah, I did this run. Oh yeah, I did too. And okay, you want to go on a run? Okay, let's go. Right. So it is. And I think that's the beauty of fitness.
Yeah.
There's so much to grab from.
Yeah.
There's so many disciplines, and being open to all right, yeah, I'm not a runner. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, like today.
I feel like that's an aim though in being fit, quote unquote fit in your own right. Is in my idea of fit is I always want to be ready for 20 miles something. If you said to me hey dude, there's this hike 20 miles, I want to be ready for that.
Yeah.
Or if I'm on vacation with my lady, right?
Yeah.
And maybe she's a fit one. Maybe in some marriages, that's how it works. But maybe she wants to go on that hike up that mountain in Honolulu. And you don't because you're not there. But now you just limited yourself from that adventure.
Yeah.
Now it might not have to be that extreme. Maybe it's just a walk downtown somewhere where it's not.
But be ready.
But be ready. Just
have
be ready.
the ability to do whatever it's in front of you.
Yeah. If somebody says to me, "Hey, slap on these rollerblades. We're going for a 15-mile rollerblade."
Oh,
all right,
man.
let's go. Let's go, man. I'm ready. I might
with the shoulder pads, and helmet.
I'll be out there looking like a fourth grader with gloves. But
don't worry, we got the Clipper Bandits ready for you.
Yeah, we're gonna get that. And if you go to urgent care, I'll be there for you.
Yeah.
But
I'll call it well-rounded.
Yeah. What? For fitness?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I call it.
Yeah, well-rounded. Yes, I think.
Yeah.
So that's why you don't go to the gym and just do the elliptical. You do the elliptical and then you do the bags, you do the weights, you do the this and that, because it's not one-dimensional, and you also gotta keep it fun.
Yeah. And everybody, that's part of the what I call the beauty of fitness, where you have options.
Yeah.
There is something out there that you can do.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not at the gym. You have people that are oh, I don't want to go to the gym. It's not my thing. Okay,
cool.
Pick a sport.
Yeah.
I don't like sport. Well, kayaking. I don't know. Rock climbing, running, whatever it is. There is something for you that you can do. And maybe you're not going to enjoy it at first. I get it. But the goal is to move.
Yeah.
My goal for you is to move. And there's certain disciplines out there that I will never do, just because it does not sound fun.
Right. Would you ever squirrel suit fly off a plane?
No.
With dumbbells?
With
with a kettlebell?
Juggling a kettlebell.
No, that's it brings up a valid point, man. Just keep opening it.
I don't know if I call that fitness or just insanity, dude.
You might start a sport.
Right.
kettlebell juggling,
kettlebell flying
in a squirrel suit, dude. Those guys are insane.
Yeah. Though anything like that is like extreme sport.
Super
It's
extreme.
I don't know. My extreme sport is kettlebell juggling.
Yeah. See, I have a sick I feel like I'm never satisfied with the physical feats that I do because I'm always looking at these real sickos, like these guys that are running 100 miles, 240 miles. So like I do a marathon, I'm just like, no, this is great, but there's real sickos out there.
Yeah.
Like so, there's this book that I'm reading right now called Once a Runner, and it talks about these guys that run 4-minute miles, and one of the starting lines in the book is like, well, how do you know who's running a 4-minute mile? And it's like, well, easy. Everybody that goes to the school. And I'm just like, in my mind, I don't even know how to register a 4-minute mile. Like to run a 4-minute mile is like, it's insane. But there's people out there doing that. So while I'm out there crushing 6.5-minute miles, like 7-minute miles, not even for distance or like short sprints, and to think there's somebody, the guy that did the 2-hour marathon, I forget his name.
Because he broke his own record, right?
Something like that. And he did it in...
His pace is like, what, 5?
Somebody needs to fact check me, but it was like sub 2. Like it was like 1:59 something. I could be completely wrong. But it was very fast.
Yeah, they did like the splits, like of every... I don't know if it was like every kilometer or whatever. Right. And I was like, what?
Yeah, he's running 13 miles an hour, bro.
It's just insane.
He's running 13, like that's a bike.
That's
Like he's moving.
It's almost like it's like a half a sprint.
That's what I'm saying. Like the entire time. So for 2 hours. So like to think like in my mind, the first time I did a marathon. My coach Alan, shout out to Alan. He's my buddy, but he's like a runner.
Yeah.
So he's like been coaching me, and he's doing Boston, and that to me is just like, wow, this guy's trying to qualify for Boston Marathon.
Yeah.
It's hard. Like, you're not out there, you're doing this for time, but to think that there's some, for me, 3:30 marathon is like, wow, that's an accomplishment. He's trying to go for faster than that to qualify for Boston. And there's some guys running that in like 2 hours and 45 minutes. So there's always like, but anyway, my first marathon, I had trained up to do the ultra. Right? And it was like this monumental thing. Like, okay, cool, you did your first marathon, great. But in my head, I was like, yeah, but I didn't get to run the 40. So like, I couldn't even enjoy the fact that I just ran this like crazy hard first marathon of my life, which is like, I hate to be the ingrate. I feel like I am sometimes, or it's just like, no, but you were able to run this marathon. Be happy with that. And I'm just like, nope, like.
I don't think that's a bad thing.
The next thing, it gets to be like a little bit like like I was bummed out, bro.
Yeah.
Like I was bummed out, like at the end. So basically, if you don't know, like the Black Mountain Marathon, they run it in February, the hardest weather conditions, supposedly, and because it could be 60 degrees or it could be 2, like just like the way it fluctuates here, and. The morning of, they had said, okay, cool, Mount Mitchell's open. You can run from Black Mountain to Mount Mitchell and back. The weather's clear. And by the time we get to the first aid station, it was like, oh, just kidding. There's ice up there now, so you're not going to go up there. And it was like, all right, I guess I'm running a marathon today.
Yeah.
It became like, I'll settle for the marathon.
Yeah. Well, it's not like you, because
I was ready, dog.
I know.
I was ready.
Yeah. But I mean, it's not gonna happen. But it's not like because of you.
No,
you couldn't do it.
No, I was ready.
I
was ready.
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't think I'm ultra ready right now. But it's in the trajectory. Like, there's gonna be an ultra before next year's shutdown.
Okay.
Would you ever do something like that? Would you ever do some monstrous run up a mountain like? Imagine like what we did today, but like 10 times harder. No, 5 times harder.
Yeah. So the longest distance I've ever done was the 33K,
which is beast.
And Table Rock.
Yeah.
And it was. I mean, as soon as I finished the race, because I was hurting so much and cramping, I was like, oh, "This is it. I'm not doing another race ever."
What
right?
was going on through your head when you were cramping? Because that's a certain type of suck.
So it was like get to the next tree. Remember we talked about this earlier?
Yeah, get to the next tree.
Just get to the next one, and just don't stop.
Where were you cramping at?
So coming down the mountain on the second half of the race, like a quarter mile in, it was first my quads, then it went away, then my calves, then my hamstrings. So it was like it kept moving.
Did you get any of these inner thigh cramps?
Everywhere, dude, everywhere. I got them everywhere. So like, I didn't stop moving, right? I didn't stop. Well, I was either walking or like fast walking, and when I was jogging, it wasn't a run. It was like I'll jog for maybe 200 meters, and then cramp again, and then cramp again.
That's the worst.
People gave me like salt tablets and electrolytes and all this other stuff. I was too far gone to like help any of that stuff. Finished the race. I was like, this sucked. I'm not doing this again. 2 weeks later, I was like, I'm gonna do it again next year.
That's how it happens.
Yeah.
It's like, no,
so
I'm doing this.
Yeah. Can I help you?
Hi.
I'm just trying to get to that towing place in the back.
Yeah, so you just have to go to the bag and call the number. Yeah. They don't have an office here.
But they come here.
Not inside the building. It's outside. You have to call the number and they'll meet you outside the back.
Okay.
Yes.
Thanks.
Yep. This happens a lot.
Get the
Yeah.
random.
Yeah, because there's no signs for them or whatever.
So there's a tow truck company out there?
Yeah, there's like 8 businesses within the complex.
Oh shit.
Yeah, we're the most important though.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, we change lives. We don't take away stuff.
Take away. Unpaid for cars. Broken down cars.
Yeah, but like I have a half marathon that I'm gonna do, and I'm looking at Table Rock again to do it again, and of course better my time and just prepare better and train better, and then just see what's next.
Yeah.
And if it lines up, I'll do it. I'm not opposed.
Trail running too. I don't know what it is. Like right now, I'm not training for any trail running anything, but I'm doing a lot of road miles. But like trail running though, again, like it's just a fun. It's just you're in there. You smell the pine. Maybe you run into a bear or a deer, or like sometimes it's raining and like
Yeah, it was muddy.
It's all of the elements too, like the dirt, the pine, the rivers you might cross, or whatever, the little creeks, not rivers, but yeah, man, I did the shut-in. We haven't spoken about the shut-in, right? It was on the run.
Yeah, it was on the run. Yeah.
Okay.
On the other podcast.
It's all blended. It's all on the unseen podcast.
Yeah.
Next time we'll record that.
Yeah.
But like the shut-in, that was beast, and that's one of the toughest runs in this town. Where like it's not anything where it's not ultra. It's not even it's not a marathon. 18 miles from the Arboretum up to Mount Pisgah, and 250 entrants or entries. I think 196 finished. I was at like 120. What was I like 120 something place? So like nothing impressive, right? Like I wasn't nowhere near the fastest. Came in like 424 or something like that.
Yeah.
But like I started cramping, and I'm still okay.
Yeah, you good.
I started cramping at about mile 10, double leg cramp everywhere. The funny story about that was like it was total ego. Like my wife was gonna be my support crew, and I told her like, no, this is 18 miles. Like I've done this. I've done 18 miles. Like no problem. I took with me a book bag with like 6 Gatorades in there, so you can imagine the weight, right? And then I had on a wind shell because it was a little windy, but it was also really humid that day.
Yeah.
And I was just wearing it just because like I was like, wow, I'm not gonna take it off. I'll be fine.
Yeah.
And I never took it off once I started until halfway done, but I was sweating crazy. And then 9, 10, something like that, mile 9, 10, I just start getting all these cramps, dude. Inner thigh, bilateral, like quads, calves. Like I was walking like this,
penguin, yeah,
like a penguin,
yeah, dude.
Trying not to like just aggravate anything. I was like at the mercy of my muscles. It was like, please don't cramp.
Yeah.
And boom, when they would hit, bro, they would hit. But let me tell you, man, I found this lady at the very end, like the last 3, maybe 5 miles, and I was just like, I saw her in the distance, and it was like this neon green backpack, like a little hydration pack. And I was just like, just make sure you can see that backpack.
Yeah.
And I was still kind of paranoid that I'd get cut. Like, you only have so much time before they pull you. And I did not want that to happen. I felt like that, like, I don't care if I'm dead last amongst the people, but don't pull my number, man.
Right,
like, that is the ultimate, nothing wrong with anybody's watching that got pulled. Like, I didn't. Yeah. But like, I did not want that. So, but in my mind, I was like, am I going to make it? And my buddy shows up, because I told my wife to stay home because I had it. But my buddy showed up, dude, with the salt tablets, and that saved my life. Like that, I'll give you how important he was that day to me. At the finish line, there were 2 people there waiting for me, my wife and Alan. Dude, I made a beeline straight in on him first. I was like, dude, thank you for the salt tablets. Hi, Caroline. Like, this dude saved my life. Bro.
Yeah.
But these are the challenges, and these are the kind of stories that I think you get. Like, these are the stories you get from these challenges. They're like, where did you go? Like, where did you go in your brain when everything was sucking? And it's a hard sell. Like, these are I think as a trainer coach, the hardest part to sell is that this is gonna suck.
Yeah.
Like, this is gonna suck. Like, this journey at almost a daily occurrence, there's gonna be a moment where you're like, this sucks.
Yeah.
But the flex, the mental app that we keep talking about is, so what? And I think that's the beautiful journey of it. And life comes at you with the stuff too, like, and this is applicable to that.
Right, yeah.
Like, you get into a little trap. This is why I love working out in the morning. Do you work out mostly in the morning? Like, no? You're a night owl? Well, okay. Well, it keeps me sane to work out in the morning because I deal with people all day, brother. And trust me, man, when somebody comes with their stuff, and you just cranked out a wild workout, you're like, this isn't affecting me.
Yeah.
Like, anything you're trying to toss here is just like, okay, bro, unmovable like these kettlebells unless you pick them up. Like, okay. Yeah. I have somebody at my job who's like, I should follow your lead on just being monotone. Not monotone with people, but like, you encounter somebody who's being nasty and it's just like, sure.
Yeah.
The smile on your face. Like, you're just thinking about, like, I just ran 15 miles this morning. Like, what are you doing to me? Like, nothing.
Jen's over there just like doing snatches. Like, what?
Dude, dude, we're doing snatch. You would be proud of this. Like, at work, between patients, and I can't get trouble for this because the owners know. They're fully behind this. I won't mention what urgent care I work at because, like, I don't know if liability will come into play. But, like, dude, we're in the X-ray room busting out squats, wall sits, planks, push-ups. The other day I did like 500 that day, and I had somebody doing wall sits. I had somebody doing planks. I'm doing like mini classes between patients.
There you go, man. Yeah.
So if you're waiting for your flu shot, don't worry. We're doing squats. First squats. Then
we'll get to you.
We'll get to you. We got to take care of ourselves first. But like another point to make is like the medical community right now is like really hurting, and I think mental health for me within the medical community, like a lot of the people that I train with are like, I don't want to say train with, but a lot of people that I work out with are medical. A lot of people that I'm trying to like really infuse this to are medical, and it's not because I know, again, not because I know the answers, because I know, like, dealing with people, dealing with life, dealing with the day to day, man. Like, I got people at my job, they're like, I have kids, and I got this, and I got that, and I got patients, and I'm like, so what? This is for you. Like, this part is for you. Like, it's very important that, you'll have those days, but ultimately, to remember, like, this stuff is for you. You want to add quality
Right.
to your days, man. Like, if this is adding months, years to my life, there'll be quality. Like, I'll be 85, 90, walking around, maybe with a cane, maybe hard hearing, but I'm there. You know, I'm not
moving,
being I'm not being pulled around in a wheelchair with oxygen on, and God forbid, you know, like, there's any illnesses you can't. I mean, whatever, you get it dealt a bad hand, but like, but to be able to, and when you say be ready for a 20-mile hike, nah, it's like, well, let's be ready for 90 and be able to walk to the car and drive myself food shopping, you know, like, ultimately, that's the long game,
right?
You know, you ever think about yourself kettlebell swinging at 85?
Is that a motivation? That's a really.
I can see that.
That's a really kettlebell.
Yo, brown don't frown, baby.
That's the bear kettlebell that I have over there for the kids. Stuffed animal.
Yo, I always say brown don't frown, man. Like, we'll be out there crushing kettlebell swings at 85.
Jason with his brand new kicks.
Dude, keeping them crisp.
Right? No, I hardly ever think about where I would be in life if I was 80, 85.
You don't think
whatever.
about the long.
No, it's right now, dude.
do you think about I know we're gonna keep this within the fitness realm, but I think fitness and whole life it's all melded into one.
Oh yeah, this is longevity, right?
Yeah, right. Longevity. That's a perfect word.
And I do it because I want to be, and like I mentioned earlier, well-rounded. So a well-rounded trainer, a well-rounded person, you know, and outside that, a well-rounded boyfriend, you name it, all these things. Yeah. Why? Because I want to be ready for whatever. We want to be able to deal with whatever comes to my life, right? And I feel like if I keep this up, if I continue with this, training myself, training others, and stay disciplined, I can, you know, I can get to an old age and be able to move.
Yeah. Without
oxygen, without depending on other people so much, or medication, or unless something terrible happens, right? That you can't control or whatever, because life is life. But I don't want to waste my time. If I'm able to do it, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Right? And you know, I think that ties in with people's mindset.
Yeah.
And be as productive as you can, be as efficient as you can. You gotta do something, do it. Why wait till tomorrow or next week? And that's one of the things that I just completely hate. When people are like, oh, I'll start Monday. No, you won't. Let's be honest. No, you won't.
Mm-hmm.
Why not now?
Yeah.
What now?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I believe in this because I'm doing it. That's why, because it's something that we all need to a certain extent, some more than others. We all need to be active. It's something that, and we seen a lot, and you know, and especially what you're doing, which I love, pushing people at work, oh, let's go, wall sit, push up, squats, right? Because that's how it starts, and it's contagious, and it's something that, you know, it'll be nice if everybody had it. If everybody had a Jason in their life, it would be amazing.
I'm for hire. You can have a Jason in your life.
You can have right now. Call the number right below.
Call the number right below. Bing!
Right, yeah. You get 2 free sessions.
Why not? Friends and family.
Yeah, but you know, if you think about it, if we had more people that are willing to give their time, to put in the time with other people, and you know, not be as selfish and it's all me. No, how can I use what I know to help other people?
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be fitness. I'm not saying that we should all become trainers.
Yeah.
Don't.
Just
we got it.
We are
hired.
We're hired.
You know, but just in life in general, you're good at something, do it well, and then, you know, at the same time, inspire others to do the same, to grow, to continue that grind, so other people can do it.
Yeah.
And it's really important for us to always encourage people, like, not always like give them a, oh, good job, you doing. No, like, yeah, that's good. It's needed, but also like, don't slack.
Yeah.
All right, like, we're not done.
Do more.
Do more. Yeah, exactly. Like, they make fun of me in class sometimes because I say, like, focus so much. And the reason why I say that is because, like, I'm trying to remind you that you're doing something you could hurt yourself, so I don't want you to.
Yeah.
So pay attention.
Yeah.
All right. And at the same time, I want you to do well too, because if not, there's really no progress.
Yeah.
Because you can do 100 reps of whatever, and it looks.
That's how people get hurt.
Yeah.
You know, like I see a lot of people do, you know, they're doing crazy heavy shoulder something or crazy heavy lift that, you know, deadlift. And you can tell it's like you're just trying to move the weight.
Yeah.
You just and you're using your lower back, like you're gonna hurt yourself.
Yeah.
And that's why I prefer. It's like no ego lifting, no ego anything, no ego running, no ego squatting, no ego lunges. It's like let's work on safety, longevity,
right?
Making sure you get one thing that my running coach says is he says to me, he goes, my job is to get you through training, right? Like there's gonna be hard workouts that you can get through, but ultimately it's get to race day safely.
Yeah.
You know, it's like how do you do that? And structuring that means that like you're not killing every single workout. Like every workout is not monster weight lifting. You gotta crush it. It's like no, some days it's just light volume, some days it's just stretch easy, some days you know, but that in out, like clockwork, boom, boom, boom.
Right.
And then you just get better.
Yeah.
And it's a
you get to race day.
And
then
you get to race day, and that becomes a cherry on top more than anything, because now you've got safe training, good guidance, your nutrition's dialed in,
right,
and no injury, and you're injury resistant at that point. Instead of I maxed out every single week, every single workout, and it's like good. Now you're gonna pull something. Right. Yeah. Inevitably.
Right. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. It's the, like we mentioned earlier before, the process it's something more important than the product, because like you mentioned, it's to get you to race day.
Yeah.
Right. So, and that's what people don't see. People just see it like the one picture on social media with the medal.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
Like anybody's out there doing whatever race, whatever it is, and you make it, you do it, great.
Yeah. Deserve to carry.
Exactly, right? Yeah. But they don't see the process, those 4 to 6 months of just nonstop.
Oh, dude, I show the process.
Yeah, I know you do.
I post every workout. One thing my buddy said, he goes, he sent me a meme of like a cutout of a newspaper, and he's like, attention, man goes to gym and works out and does not post on social media. He was quoted as saying, I did this workout for me. Which is like, I use it as a journal.
Yeah.
I like your media, and that you have like your workouts, your people, you're doing the solo stuff. But like I post those like Garmin, little Garmin thing, like what you do.
Yeah.
That's like, for me, it's like mental food. Like I know, okay, cool, I did this run at this time under these conditions. Now I know at least I can do that.
Right.
It's like, oh, cool, we did this after, like today we did a pretty moderately difficult run after yesterday's monster quad burn workout.
And then we came here.
And then we came here, and it's like, oh, well, I can handle 2 hours on the track, next day do these, and then that, and like I might go to the sauna after this.
Yeah. And then we've been sitting here for about an hour and a half. So.
Oh, no shit, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's fine.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're going on strong.
Yeah. We got like 10 more minutes.
Yeah. Best episode.
Yeah. It's a long episode. Yeah,
dude.
Yeah.
My wife calls me Chatty Cathy because I can talk forever.
Yeah.
So don't get me started, bro. We didn't even talk politics yet.
Yeah, no, I don't.
We're not going to talk politics.
Yeah, no.
No, I'm not a political guy.
Yeah.
And within the realm of like fitness, I think you get a like-minded tribe that you can get around. Just the struggle of this alone, so that all that other stuff washes away. Like there might be small talk, I assume, a little bit.
Well, there is. But
right? I don't think anybody's like coming in here upset about last night's debate results.
I mean, you hear like every once in a while you'll hear this and that and stuff like that, right? But like I won't get into any of that stuff, especially in a class setting.
Yeah.
Like we have one objective here. Actually, I have two. Me is to coach you, and to keep you safe, and also you have work to do.
Yeah.
So we only have an hour.
This ain't a social club.
No,
Well, not out there is not. This is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, and there's a balance because like some people use it as a social thing.
Yeah.
And they'll talk and this and that, but then okay, I'll give you a minute or two. We gotta get going.
Go.
You know, because and the reason why I kind of end up being kind of pushy sometimes is because some people only have this hour.
Yeah.
And they gotta get going. They're, they made it here. They gotta go pick up their kids. They have to go back to their second job, whatever it is. So like, they look forward to the workout.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure that they get the most out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if somebody's always talking, and it's not paying attention, it's not only disrespectful for me, but for the class.
Yeah.
So we come here for one thing.
It's also good to have like that outside observer. This is why it's really good to have a trainer. Like if you can get with a program, get with a trainer you like, it's like you get the ability to have somebody say, "Hey, you're slacking."
Yeah.
It's not just like, let me go through these moves. Because I know when I get with my buddy to go for a run, or when I'm coming into a class with you, I'm like, dang, like I can't just lollygag this workout. I can't just be like, well, we meant to say 10 reps, but this one was 6.
Right,
You
yeah.
know, it's like, nope, because he's over there watching.
Oh, yeah.
And you come over and you're like, hey, let's go. Like, let's go. Focus.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
Okay, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, and I think that's an amazing thing about having a community like this where people, they like it.
Yeah.
They need it, and they found something that they can look forward to every day, even though it sucks sometimes.
Yeah.
Because I always have those comments like, it's leg day,
It's also, I think that's also ritualistic.
Yeah.
So, like, say how much it's gonna
Yeah.
suck.
Oh yeah. But then right after class, man, I'm so glad I did that.
Yeah.
So
man.
and I use that to remind people. I'm like,
You know what it's gonna feel.
you know what it's gonna feel like.
Yeah.
Let's go. It's 1 hour.
Yep.
It's an hour. All right. So you'll be in pain right now, but then it'll be gone.
Yeah.
Then you can go have your chicken and broccoli.
Yeah.
So-
My wife and I did a little workout yesterday. Right before, it was like, hey, maybe we should just change the plan to like this. And I was like, no, you said we're doing this, so we're doing this. And after the workout, 1 hour, we did a run at Biltmore Mansion area. And then she was just like, oh man, I feel like I'm on top of the world. And it's inevitably like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then boom, like that. But yeah, dude, having a trainer is great for that. Having that objective eye, having somebody, because I got trainers too, not trainers, but like I hang out with you, it's one experience. I hang out with my running buddy, it's another experience. Other buddy trains me on legs exclusively. Like I only go to him for legs. It's like, you got your favorite restaurants for the taco. You got your favorite. It's like, I got my favorite trainers.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
If I want a full body, it's Lewis. If I want legs, it's Cody. If I want to run, it's Alan. And it's great because yesterday we did these repeats, these 800-meter repeats, and there was moments in there where it's just like I'm out. I'm like checking out, and like I can just see my body coming out of, my soul coming out of my body. And then he'll say something like, "Come on, Rodriguez, rápido."
Right.
And I'm like, "Oh, okay,
Yeah.
let's go."
Yeah.
And it's exciting, man. Like you hear it in my voice. Like it turns you on another level, and it's good. It's good stuff. And it, like you said earlier, it's an investment. It's an investment for you, like the good shoes, right? Like, so we're so happy to spend, $800 on a new flat screen TV, all the subscriptions for the thing, the, going out to eat for this expensive thing, or the clothes, and it's like, well, really none of that in its form is giving you really anything. I won't say nothing. I don't want to take the joy out of life.
Yeah, it's an instant gratification.
It's an instant gratification. That's a good point.
So don't get me wrong. I love buying some stuff.
Yeah, for
right.
sure.
Like Hot Wheels and socks.
Yeah.
Right. No, but like I love dressing up. Like suit and tie, it's like my favorite thing to wear.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like they're expensive. I have a few.
Yeah.
And like I almost feel kind of important sometimes, you know. It makes me feel taller, you know.
Get
But
those gaiters on.
right, yeah. But it's in that moment, that dinner or that wedding or whatever, and look great, you know, girl with the dress, beautiful, you name it, right? So it's you get the instant gratification on that moment, on those hours, but what did you do to get it? You just handed money.
Yeah.
Right? Whether what we're doing here, you hand money and then you have to do it.
True. Something needs to be done.
Right? So it's
and the value is yours.
Right.
To walk away with.
It's a double investment.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? It's money and time.
Yeah.
Right? But I tell people, do not look at them at the amount that you're paying. Don't. You have to look at long term what this is going to give you.
Yeah.
Which is longevity.
Yeah, for sure.
So you're coming to me because you can't do it on your own.
Yeah.
You tried and it didn't work.
Yeah.
Right? So you need to trust me that, you know, and I hardly ever give people a time frame like, 3 months and you're gonna. No, I don't do that just because life is life. Yeah. And then you just like you can't make those kind of promises because you come back and like, oh well, you told me.
Yeah.
Where's my money?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like you have to look at this as a long-term investment. You're gonna be doing this for a while.
Right.
It's not gonna be easy.
Yeah.
All right. You're not gonna be happy with me sometimes. You're gonna yell at me. You're gonna curse at me. That's fine. You're still gonna do the work, and I'm gonna look like this. Yeah.
When I train my wife, which is the few times she lets me actually get into her life in that on that role, she threatens me with violence. It's like, I want to hit you with that dumbbell right now. And it's like, yes, that's right. We'll keep lifting that dumbbell. You keep using that anger to fuel your workout.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's a good, like you said, it's a great investment. Call me.
Seriously, call me. Yeah.
But,
no, but it's I mean you not only you get to accomplish something, you know, for you, but it's like we said before, it's contagious and people see it.
Yeah.
You know, and this is one thing that has happened with me as a coach, but also with other people, is that you make a huge impact on somebody.
Yeah.
And that you never met.
That's
never.
so true, man.
It's like whether there's a video that you post, you said something, and like whether it's on social media or even in person or somebody that came to work, and then you know you said something, did something, whatever, and that made a huge impact.
Yeah. That
changed the course of their day. That made the day better. That gave them whatever, 2-star whatever, and that's another reason why I have those self-talks with myself. Like, you need to do a good job, a great job, because this is for them.
Right.
And you don't know who's watching.
Yeah. Goggins said something. I love Goggins. How do you feel about Goggins?
Oh, he's awesome.
Yeah, I love Goggins.
Oh, yeah, I wish he was my coach.
Yeah. I've kind of hired him in my mental. Yeah. In my mental box, my mental toolbox. Like, there's always this like Goggins.
I hear his voice all the time. Between like him, Jocko, like all those people that just like nonstop.
I love that.
Nonstop, and it's like
it's hard. And this is the thing that I always talk to my people about, which is like I call it required reading. We're talking about this thing, and required reading is David Goggins Can't Hurt Me, and that's it. That is literally the only required reading. Yeah. But it's really for the sake of having an example of a human that did something very difficult with minimal resources, like minimal startup. And if it's like, if he can do it, I can. It's like, well, you don't have to do it like that. Yeah. But if it's been done, you can emulate some sense of that. And like, you think of people like fruit trees, and picking from that fruit. You don't need the whole tree. You need that one apple, you know?
Right,
Like,
yeah.
Not to get biblical or anything like that, but like, you know, you get that one fruit and it's like, oh, that's good. Okay, cool. Well, now that fruit has seeds. Go plant that tree.
Yeah.
Go take care of that tree.
Yeah.
And then it's like mimic the process. Like mimic what, you know, these guys have done, and it's successful. Like there are no secret answers. Like at my job, I'm fortunate enough to talk to older patients, you know, like 80, 90. And if they come in there looking good, they're still married, you know, they have all their faculties, I ask them, like, how did you get here? If they're on every medication possible and they look bad, I don't ask them that question.
Right, yeah.
Because I know how they got there.
Yeah.
But if they come in opposite of that, I ask them how they got there. And the answer is always the same, man. It's healthy eating, find somebody you love them right. Most of the time there's God mentioned in there, or faith or spirituality, hard work, communication. It's like all of the same things. Like we're not inventing or reinventing the wheel here.
No.
I think me and you are examples of these tenets that are, we were talking about this on our run, that are like, we're examples of like what our biology needs. Like we need to move. We need to eat right.
Yeah, the body was made to move.
The body was made to move, and it was made to eat certain foods, and it wasn't made in 2000 when like or in the Industrial Revolution when all this stuff was out. Like we are genetically identical to our ancestors. Move your body. Get on a bike. Walk down the street. Walk your dog.
Yeah,
like walk your dog, bro.
It's like there's one of the episodes that I did with one of my friends was like fitness and nutrition are simple and kind of complicated at the same time.
Yeah.
All right. There's a lot of information out there, and that's what makes it super complicated and complex, and it's something difficult to understand. And I'm still learning.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know, because it's always evolving. Same thing with fitness. There's always like something new, a new type of this, new whatever it is. But if you learn the basics, like, and not saying like good food, bad food, no, just food.
Yeah.
What do you need to survive? Learn what's protein, what's carb, what fats, right? And have an idea of how much is it that you need for what you do. So, food equals performance. I would say that. Why? Because like, if you're an athlete, you're gonna need a lot of food because you're moving a lot. If you're training for something, you're gonna need a lot of food because you're moving a lot and you burn a lot of calories. But if you're not, if you have a desk job and then you go home and sit on the couch and watch TV with your family,
oh man, it's the worst.
You don't need that many.
No.
But you're probably eating like one.
But they need 4 meals a day.
Right.
It's like, I need 4 meals a day. It's like, no, you don't.
You know? So it's and I think a lot of it needs to be done also in school.
Yeah,
like teach, you know, okay, this is how you should eat. Like teach people how to cook. Some people don't know how to cook.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know, because we grew up in a Hispanic household.
It was only cooking.
It's a requirement.
Let me ask you, as a Latino growing up, how much boxed food did you eat? Like how much non-fresh food did you eat?
Oh,
like real,
rare.
like non-food.
Rare.
Right?
Rare.
That was like never.
Like my mom will cook daily.
Every day.
Daily. And
Every
like
day.
she like the fruit stand place was like 3 blocks on the road, so I would go get stuff.
Yeah.
The market was like 3 blocks on the road, go get something. Like fresh tortillas every day.
Yeah.
Like fresh this, fresh that all the time.
Yeah.
And then get here in high school and I'm like, huh.
Weird.
Okay.
Wait, you moved to the States from high school?
Yeah, I was 15.
From Mexico?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
So quick story. Like I'm a U.S. citizen. I didn't know until I was 15
You didn't know what?
that I was a U.S. citizen. My parents kept it from me.
You didn't. What do you mean you were a U.S. citizen?
I'm a U.S. citizen. Yeah,
You were born?
Yeah, but I grew up in Mexico.
This guy's fancy.
But
I wasn't even born here, son. Here I was thinking like fellow immigrant. Nah, this guy was born here.
We'll get
You
into
had
that
the golden
later.
ticket
Right,
this whole
yeah.
time.
Yeah, I'm dual citizenship.
Yeah, me too, from Colombia.
I'm special. No, I'm not.
Yeah, no, they don't even respect that. So like Colombia, you have to have Colombian citizenship to get in, and they don't acknowledge dual citizenship. Neither does the states, but for travel, I need both.
Oh, gotcha.
I need both.
Gotcha.
I need both passports.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So
Yeah, here's the thing. You need to move and you need to eat, right?
Yeah,
so
smart.
it's just if you don't know, ask questions. Find somebody like Jason who has the knowledge, who has the discipline, who's doing it. Not just somebody, not your favorite Instagram, Facebook influencer. Nothing against those. I'm not taking shots at anybody.
I want to be one, maybe.
Who's hiring?
Yeah, who's hiring?
You know, but find somebody who has information, right? Good information that you need. Ask questions. Get a trainer. Get somebody to keep you accountable, and just get after it and just focus on you. This is huge. Just focus on you.
Get to work, baby.
Get to work. That's it. Thank you, man. Thank you. This is fun.
Yeah, this was
a lot of fun. We should probably do this like once a month.
I'm down.
Like just
Run
3 hours.
Run, lift, and shoot.
Yeah, coffee.
And coffee.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well,
Thank you, Cynthia.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll do this more often. There'll be more guests on the podcast. That was not just me talking. Once again, thank you to Jason for taking the time.
Gear up, gear in.
Gear up, gear in. Follow him. If you guys have any questions, please comment below. And if there's a topic or something that you guys want us to cover, we're here. We're here to help. That's all we want to do.
Yes,
we want to
sir.
make you better.
Peace.
Peace.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude. That was awesome.
Oh, yeah. That flowed well.
Oh, yeah. Dude, when